Welcome back to Metal Arms. Glitch in the system. This is part 20.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, okay, fine. I'll get over there. And I'm just gonna buy primarily ammo because...
Hey, my man.
Oh, I have nothing. How did that happen? Okay,
Can't find better deals than these.
actually I probably can, but anyway, considering that you guys have literally sold me things that I can find for free, well, I do have a pretty decent amount of ammo actually for most of my weapons, so that's fine. Yeah, this is going to be the penultimate part. How do I know that? Because, duh, I have access to this thing called the internet, where I checked how long the game is from this point on. And based on the average amount of time that it takes for me to complete stages in this game, there's only going to be 2 more parts, most likely. The plan is to finish this on part 21. And, I mean, at this point, yeah, this is officially my longest Let's Play. Not just the longest that you guys will have seen at this point, I mean just the longest I've ever done. Although there's a chance something might be... No, I'll be more careful of which games I pick. See, the thing is, when I picked this game, I had never played it. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do a game that I'd never played because I typically go with the safe choices. In fact, right after this, I'm going to sit down and record a game that I'm very familiar with. It's called... I wouldn't say very familiar with, but I've played it a lot. It's called Puddle. It's this really great little puzzle platform. Well, it's not really a platformer, but it's got a lot of speed in it, obviously. You control this liquid, but you don't control it. You control the world around. It's kind of like Loco Roco with a little bit of Sonic, with a little bit of Powder Toy, if you ever played that. Really fun little physics. It's not even a game. It's more of just an application that you can use to just mess around with different elements and stuff. It's a really great little thing. If you have heard of it, it's probably because of free games. Free Games Friday, a Nerdcube series that he kind of killed, then he brought back. It's back, I think. He killed it for a while, then he brought it back a few years ago, and now it's back again, it seems. Anyway, what are we supposed to do now? I think if I remember correctly, we don't go down there, actually. We keep going on... Well, there's nowhere else for us to go, so I think our only option... if we can't... No, we're going to have to jump down here and kill some more enemies, and then there's these bounce pads, I believe. Oh boy, I'm just going off memory at this point, based on what I just saw 2 seconds ago in a browser. But anyway... You know, for some reason, when you use the word browser, it makes it seem like the internet is stuck in the year 2000. Like, when I see Google Chrome, I'm like, okay. But then it's like a browser, a web browser. It makes it sound like it's when fucking Internet Explorer, which is actually Edge, but, you know, I'm still gonna call it Explorer. Just like how I'm like the one person who still calls this PC, I still call it my computer, because, fuck it, I grew up on Windows XP, that's what I'm gonna call it. Whee! There you go, you get sent all the way over to this side with more dudes to shoot, and fortunately they're not too difficult to take down. You know what, it kind of sucks though, because at this point the game's getting a lot better, if you ask me, in terms of design and visual sensibilities, but it's almost over. So it's one of those sad cases where the game picks up by the end. I mean, at least it picks up at all, to be fair. There are far too many games will just completely descend in quality and never recover, so there's nothing over here. At least I don't think so. Anyone shooting at me from over there? Ooh, a secret chip. I'm totally going to go out of my way to collect that. I'm not going to collect it because I don't care for any side content. I just want to beat the game. You know, there's the kind of games where you want to go out of your way to 100% it because there's just not that much to it. I'm going to collect it anyway. But at the same, you know what? There's actually some health over there and I need it. Oh shit, don't fall. I need it. Well, what band was that? That was Static X, right? Yeah. RIP. But anyway, I still can't fucking believe when I booted up Omega Boost, and it blasted Static X, and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. You know, that wasn't my introduction to them or anything. You probably guessed it, my introduction to them was for Need for Speed. But damn, because I was listening to that guitar tone, and I was like, wait. That doesn't sound like a video game guitar tone from the time period, because nowadays most games have the kind of tones you'd hear in actual metal, because they just hire people from the industry, duh. Didn't the dudes from Falling in Reverse also work on Sonic Frontiers? I don't know. But the point is, that's not uncommon today. But back then, really the only video games that had, like, actual good guitar tones were, well, Sonic, duh, because Jun Sonoa was, like, in an actual band. And Necronomicon Digital Pinball. That game has John Petrucci on the soundtrack, so it's not really all that surprising. And you know, of course, if a game had licensed music, which in this case, yeah, with Omega Boost, it was a license. It was not a song for the game. It was just a Static X song. And because I was thinking, like, that sounds way too good, right? That sounds way too chunky, way too crunchy. It's like, yeah, okay, it's actually Static X. When the vocals came in, you instantly recognized it. It really is. It was a testament to how distinctive a vocalist he was, and he was a really great singer. That's the weird thing. It's like his style was so rough, but he genuinely had a great sense of pitch, rhythm, and he had a really great control over his voice. You know what I mean? Like, no one else sounded like him at the time. I imagine some other people from the scene could have done something similar, but not quite what Static X could do. You know, he was like a heavier version of like Chester Bennington. You know, even though Chester could do pretty heavy as well, of course. But you know, and you know what's really interesting actually? So you know how Chester wanted to be in Stone Temple Pilots, and I think he actually did play with them for a bit. And then when he passed, right, and when the vocalist of Stone Temple Pilots actually died, you know who they got to replace him? The dude from this band called Dry Cell, I think, who at the time, and that was like the early 2000s, at the time, their vocalist sounded exactly like Chester. And not even in like a tribute kind of way. He was still around. You know, he was still alive. The band was just really popular, so instead of it being a tribute, they were just aping them, basically. They were just like, hey, we want to be like them. Because, yeah, he sounds identical. Like, holy shit. Like, listen to that. Listen to, like, what was that song? Well, I don't remember the actual name of the song, but the chorus is like, so far gone, you know, so far gone, every time something try to slip away. I think their music was on the soundtrack of some, like, PlayStation 2 dirt bike game. Which one? I know there's a lot of PlayStation 2 dirt bike games, but you get what I mean. They were on the soundtrack for that game, and, I'm pretty sure you could look that up. Like, oh, I don't know what it is. Fucking just look up Dry Cell or Dead... No, Dead Cell is a Papa Roach song, but Dry Cell... So long ago, that was a different song. That doesn't matter, and he sounds so similar. It's not even fucking funny. Like the exact inflection, the timbre. You know, it's like a vocal chameleon. And I was like, I found that amazing. And that's what's interesting, is that this guy who sounds so much like Chester went on to be in the band that Chester really wanted to be in too. You know. So I guess their similar vocal qualities kind of made it work. Even though when he's with Stone Temple Pilots, he sounds nothing like it. Nothing like what he used to. So that's actually kind of... Well, to be fair, I can't really imagine a Linkin Park-style vocal over their music. I don't even listen to STP all that much. I know their one song from Gran Turismo 2, I am, you know that, which is actually about rape, actually. So that's a little bit... I'm surprised they were able to put that in. To be fair, it's a Japanese game. I highly doubt they even knew what the fuck they were saying. You know, it's just like, yes, cool guitar sound. Sorry. But really, you know, because it doesn't really... I mean, for fuck's sake, Sonic 2 was going to have a level called Genocide City Zone in a kid's game. You know, it was just like... I don't think the Japanese, at least at that time, were very concerned with what the words actually translated to. They were just like, well, it sounds cool. And, you know, I kind of get that, to be honest. There's a lot of words I can think of that, like, sound really cool, but would be completely unfitting thematically for whatever it is that you might be doing. But it's like you want to use it anyway. You know what I mean? Anyway, what did I just do? Oh, I killed a bunch of guys. Cool. I remember what I have to do now. I actually have to... Yeah. The reason why this thing continuously spawns is because I have to use an EMP on him, right? Use my EMP. Hopefully he gets affected by it. Did he? No, he didn't. Okay, let's try it again. He'll hopefully get affected by it. And now that he still hasn't been... Come on. Oh... Wait, okay, there you go. I wasted it, but it doesn't matter. And now we can use our Atari 2600 controller to latch onto him. Come on. Come on, get the fucking lock on him. Do it. Work. You piece of shit. Work. Thank you. Okay, now I'm fucked. Wait, hold on. What do I do now? Oh, they respawn too. Okay, the EMPs respawn infinitely as well. That's good. Okay, I was worried for a second that, like, oh shit, this is game over. I mean, I could always just, you know, die, skip to when I've gotten back to this point via editing, and then, you know. But no, let's destroy this guy because I just want some health. Oh, they don't drop more health, assholes. But as you can see, they do drop these things. Yeah, anyway. I'm not really sure if I would have ever figured that out if it weren't for the walkthrough, though, to be honest, because it's not super obvious. Because that's what you have to do. Like, let's just wait until one of these guys respawns, and now, let's throw this thing. Come on, there you go, there you go. Switch over to our controller, and hopefully now he will be exposed. There you go. And lock on. Nope, 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 nope. Exposed. Lock on. Yes. Okay, great. And now I can basically figure out what the button was to... Fuck. Okay, his flying controls are a little bit awkward. Holy shit, they're weird. So he bolts forward. What the... What are these controls? Oh my god, this makes no sense. I literally have no idea what I'm doing. How does this work? So it's like, okay, let me jump and then try and fly. I can't... Wait, what is it? It's the alt fire that sends me upwards. Okay, that's what I remember that from last time. So you do this, there you go. And now we can walk over here and use his clearance. Well, it's not even just his clearance, it's the fact that he can make it up. Motherfucker. Okay, we're doing this again. Fly. Fly. I wanna fly high so I can reach the... No, shut up. Damn, I love both versions of that song, but I kind of prefer the SA... Most of the time I prefer the SA2 version, but for that particular song, I actually like the original more. Even though there's an awkward thing going on where they mix in the falsetto in a really strange way, where it's like every other note is out of the vocalist's range, and you can really tell she's struggling with that, but, hey, that's what happens when you write, music for a completely different vocal type. Like, did they actually have the singers already contracted? Like, were they ready to go before they wrote the songs? Or did they write them first and they're like, okay, this guy, they'll work for cheap, get them to do the song. I don't know. Although that's underselling it. I mean, Sonic does not skimp out on the music, when it comes to, like, they'll hire some pretty big names, I'm not just talking about fucking the guy from I almost said Bring Me the Horizon, the guy from Sleeping with Sirens. Although, to be fair, if we heard Ollie on the next Sonic soundtrack, that would not surprise me, actually. That would be pretty fucking sick, even though I'm not even a big Bring Me fan.
Itch, where the hell are you, Clankfoot? Do you read me, soldier? I have vital information. We found a way to shut down the mills. We studied that mill operating system chip and discovered the mill shutdown code. But it can only be done from the Master Mill Control Center. The space station schematics reveal that it is located near your current location. You can shut them down forever.
Why did he get cut off? I just realized this level's gonna get fucking canceled. It's called Bring It Down. That's the name of a Lost Prophets song off their final album. Before you know what happened. I know. I mean, by that logic, the entirety of the Shinobi franchise should... Is that even a franchise, actually? Are there any Shinobi games? I know that Sonic All-Stars Transformed had Shinobi on it. Like, it had references to it. In fact, I think it actually had the character in there, but, yeah, because, they have the song Shinobi vs. Dragon Ninja. Like, what the fuck? Who names a song that... To be fair, there are songs out there with, like, the dumbest titles in the world. So it's not really surprising. My sister listens to, like, this song called the Nintendo 64. That's literally what it's called. I think it's actually just called N64. It's just what the fuck. It's not, like, the worst song in the world, but still. Anyway, let's just switch over to this. And no, it actually has nothing to do with... Because I'm thinking, like... oh, the N64 song. You mean, like... do, like... Because when you think Nintendo 64, what do you think? You think of fucking Mario 64. It's basically it's the mascot of the... Well, it's Nintendo's mascot in general. Anyway, back to the level. What are we doing in the stage other than losing most of our health because we're incompetent? We were supposed to find a whole fuck ton of chips and use those chips to then... fill up this arcade machine, and after you've got the arcade machine ready to go, you can go ahead and you can basically hack into this, okay, I thought that was... I've been playing Sonic Frontiers, and when I see green things like that, I want to destroy them. I'll talk about that later. But anyway, you have to hack into the big dude, and then you can use him to shut down the machine or whatever. I think I just went the wrong way. I totally did. Let's just speed our way back up. Oh, dickhead. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Is he dead? No. There you go. I forgot they have, like, infinite health. Anyway, more guys. Please drop some health. I'm dying here. I think so, at least. Oh, wait, I can destroy these things, and they also drop health. Oh, they don't drop health, but they drop chips if they have any inside of them. And, now let's just get into that. So, Sonic Frontiers, I'm playing for it right now, and you know what I just went ahead and did? Because I really wanted to do it, and I don't feel bad about it. I went ahead and downloaded someone else's save file, just so I can access all of the cyberspace levels in arcade mode. And I went ahead and played through all of them. They're really cool. They're pretty short, but that's not a problem because they aren't the main component of the game. But I think the game's progression is going to... I'm going to give the actual campaign a shot, like for real, because from what I can tell, the progression isn't quite as rigid, I guess, as I was worried it would be, because it seems that a lot of the collectibles that you need to progress are not finite instance collectibles like they would be like a Jiggy and Banjo or whatever. They just sort of appear and you collect them. And there's just, from what I can tell, there's an infinite number of them, because I went back into the guy's save file after he had beaten the game, and I was still finding a ton more of those same collectibles. More gears, more hearts, and I'm like, okay, so they're not finite then. They're not like a set number. No, they just kind of drop. Which, it is a little disappointing then that basically the game is like an RPG, like it's just a grind. It's like, oh, just grind to get to the next bit. But it does simplify things. It does mean that I don't have to worry if, oh fuck, I can't get to this one particular area for whatever reason to then access this one specific fucking gear or whatever. No, I can just keep playing, and I will, by definition, the fact that I'm playing the game, I will be able to progress. It's as simple as that, you know? There was not a chance that I won't be able to progress based on the fact that that's how the progression of the game works. It's basically just brute forcing it, you know? Brute forcing game progression. And I actually don't entirely have a problem with that, because it does mean that I get to just play more of the game and have a good time, you know? Even though... you know what really annoys me? I really wish there was fast travel between the cyberspace levels. You actually have to go all the way to the next portal, and it's like, okay, whatever, that's what the arcade mode's for, but still, especially before you've beaten the game, that's the main reason why I did that, because you cannot access the arcade mode until you've beaten the whole game. I'm just like, fuck that, you know, I'm not gonna do that. I want to have access to them now. In fact, I might try and play through the game a different way first before I play through it the real way. As in, what I'm thinking of doing is doing a Shadow Generation style playthrough, if that makes sense, where I've already got the save file completed, and I go ahead and just treat the open world area not as a zone to be played, but just as a hub world in between the cyberspace levels. So I play the first one, get out, and run all the way to the next one. Then I run all the way to the next one, and blah, 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 and just continue doing that, and that's it. That's the progression. Is it the correct way to play the game? Well, no. Is it the way I want to? Well, that's the beautiful thing about video games. You can customize the experience. You can, you know, do things the way they necessarily weren't probably meant to be done, but if it still works, you know, either through third-party means, for example, when I do this, click, 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 and I just created myself a checkpoint, even though I shouldn't have done that, actually, but I don't care. Or through the means that are actually provided to you by the game, like this, for example. The developers probably, they don't necessarily want me to do this, but they also aren't preventing me from doing it. Now I can go ahead and shoot some more guys with infinite ammo, basically. That's the best thing about hijacking guys. It's the infinite ammo. It's not even the abilities they have or the clearance they get. It's just the fact that I don't have to worry about running out of ammo on my actual guns. Because it's so fucking scarce in this game. Like, really, for a shooter, you'd really think you'd have more shooting, but you don't. And this is actually not a super uncommon issue. As much as I love Painkiller, when you play that game on the higher difficulties, you also run out of ammo very quickly. Not so much on Daydream, but still. And you know, I kind of get it. Look, I think Doom... Well, no. Doom 3 never had that issue, but apparently the developers thought it did, because in BFG you get way more ammo. Why did I just shut up for a second because I assumed someone was talking. I heard like a frequency that resembled a human voice, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't it. Yay, more ammo, and yay, more checkpoints. Hell yeah. So anyway, where was I? Yeah, we're collecting stuff. And anyway, and what about the level design in Sonic Frontiers cyberspace levels? Is it like actually good? I'd say it is. It is a little bit annoying how, as a long-time fan of the series, I recognize a lot of the level set pieces because they're not all original. Unfortunately, there's tons of reused stage assets, stage sections. And, I mean, okay, fine, I get it. Level design is hard, coming up with new, and it's not as if it's the exact same thing. I can't pretend that I feel the exact same way, because for me, video games are often about how I feel. I can't say that I feel the same way when I play those levels because the music is different, the assets are different than what they would have been. Like, for example, you can have like a Sonic Adventure level, but with like Sonic Generations assets, right? The lighting will be different, the controls, like Sonic plays differently. Like, there's no similarities between the way he controls in Frontiers versus how he plays in pretty much any other game. Even versus Shadow Generations, that game plays differently too. I thought it would be the same after playing that one. No, that's different as well. You know, they've tweaked the control for, like, I literally cannot think of 2 Sonic games where the control is identical between them. Like, no, seriously. Other than maybe the classics, right? Even then, you got slightly different abilities. But like Adventure 1 controls differently to Adventure 2. Adventure 2 is different from Heroes. Heroes is actually slightly different to Shadow. Shadow's different to 06. Secret Rings is obviously very different to Unleashed, and even then Unleashed is different on both systems. And then with like Black Knight, you'd think it'd be the same as Secret Rings, but it's not. It's actually very different as well. Like, Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? It's just kind of insane. And then, like, you got Colors, which is kind of quite different from Generations with the way Sonic handles. They're similar, very similar, but they are slightly different. And then Lost World is a totally different game. You get what I mean? It's just, and that's the series is, it's a double-edged sword. It's, at the same time, what makes me love it so much, because there's always something a little bit different, but it can also create a lot of polarization, right? A lot of controversy, because it's, well, controversy, you know what I mean? People can get a little upset sometimes because it's like, oh no, you had a good thing going, why did you fuck it up? And yeah, no, I can totally understand that. Thing is, I get burnt out on a lot of the same stuff. For as much as I am a traditionalist and I enjoy the same shit over and over, it needs to be the slightly different same shit, if that makes sense. It can't be the exact same thing. You know, just slight variations are enough for me. Not too different, right? Which does sound a little bit picky and pretentious, but it's true, right? Like, if they made a sequel to this game and it all of a sudden became a straight-up first-person shooter, well, actually, you know what? I think I might prefer it, because I like me a good first-person shooter, but third-person shooters are fun too. Anyway, when am I gonna find the, I found a couple chips. I really hope I don't end up, essentially, no, I know I'm going to get to the end of the stage because I know where I'm going, and I've looked it up, of course. Not to mention that this level isn't really that long. It's just that I'm kind of dragging it out by, well, for one, not being the most efficient killer, you know, not necessarily having the fastest tactics when it comes to taking enemies out, but also it's to do with me finding those chips. I mean, how many do I even have right now? I actually have no idea. And I'm just going to walk around making sure I haven't missed any. I still have no idea what this thing does, by the way. Like, what does that do? Does he shoot stuff for you? I don't know. Let's walk real fast over here and see what we can find. Oh, we can actually hijack this dude again, or if it's a different guy. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and take all of these guys out. There's this area, which I don't actually have access to. Let's see what else we can do over here. Ah, more stuff. Cool. Let's shoot all of these. I'm going to assume I got destroyed there, so let's go ahead and switch over to our speed. We haven't used this weapon in quite some time. Come on, speed it up a little bit. Let's see what we can do over here. More stuff. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of how I feel about things. It can't be too different, but it can't be too much the same shit, right? Which, and I know you could probably make the argument that even a lot of series that get criticized for that aren't like that. For example, I can't fucking stand Assassin's Creed, but I haven't played almost any of them, but just watching them, just looking at the way the games look and the way that they seemingly play, because I'm just assuming, but I can tell there's subtle differences in the way that characters handle, and the games, well, maybe the games are structured the same. I would actually have to play for that to find out, but still, it's not completely identical, even though it seems very similar. Even something like, you know, a lot of shooter franchises, right? The only time games can be completely identical is when they're running not only on the same tech, but, oh, for fuck's sake, shoot! Why is my reload time so shitty? It sometimes feels that way, but I'm not even sure if it's just me, or if, you know, in reality, it's actually that bad. I don't know. Where am I getting oh, fuck you. Come on. Those guys basically put you on a time limit when they find you, because it's like you don't know that they're there until they've killed you, and your health is just constantly ticking down and you don't know why until you figure it out. And it's like, oh wait, stop getting airborne, dick. Get ground-borne instead. Like, on the ground. There you go. Boom. Anything else left? Because how the fuck did I run out of ammo that quickly? I told you, run out of ammo very fast in this game. Die, bastard. Ooh, is this it? No, I think this is the bit where we have to now use the chips that we've acquired to then be able to shut down, like, the main computer or whatever. There's more enemies, so that means that I'm making progress, so that's good. Because this episode has gone on for quite some time, but I'm not going to end it until I'm checkpoint. Yes. Okay, now I know what I have to do. I have to use all the...
All systems alert. Code red. All systems alert. Code red.
I can barely hear you say that, you know? It doesn't really work when you're super fucking silent. Actually, you know what I should do? I think it'd be better off not killing this guy and instead, remember what the freaking alternate fire button. It's not even an all fire. It's just the throwing grenades button. Throw some grenades down and then use my handy dandy Atari 2600 controller and attach myself to one of these dudes before I get blown up. Come on. Any day now. Any month now. There you go. Thank you. And now, use him to take these guys out because, obviously he's more effective than, well, it's not that he's more effective, it's just he has infinite ammo, so he's much easier to use because I don't have to worry about running out of my own. Because God forbid, this game, it's just so stingy with the ammo. You run through it so quickly and you barely get any. Even though most enemies do drop ammo, the way they would in like a newer game where you just keep picking up other people's guns, right? Haha. It makes it easier to design levels. True. That's why a lot of games do that, because it does make it a lot easier to not only design the stages, but it makes it easier for the player to have a good time. Isn't that the whole point? What the fuck is that? Oh. What is... Oh, it makes me jump super high. That's sick. Look at that trail effect. Nice. Yeah, we're going to use that in order to have an easier time here. We're going to go ahead and grab our spew again. Shoot this guy in the face. Die. There you go. Dead. Got some health. Always useful. And you too. Yeah, now I just have to find the... Wait, I think I know where it is. It's somewhere in the middle of the stage. No, unless I'm thinking of a different area, to be fair. This has to be like the... Oh, wait. It's all the way over here, isn't it? It's just being guarded by this guy who's not really that hard, I imagine. Let's just use a magma bomb against him. Miss completely. Use another one. Miss completely. I'm losing health rapidly, but that's okay because I think I've actually been able to distract him for long enough to get away from the fuck. Don't. No. I've lit myself on fire on my own thing. Oh. There's no hacking. I'm going to assume I was confusing that with the next level. We're going to be doing that next time in part 21, which will most likely be the finale of Metal Arm's Glitch in the System. I'll see you guys then.